It's Sunday the 25th of April. The telltale signs of spring are here. Gearing up for turkey season, but right now I'm still kind of in spring deer scouting, you know, post-season scouting mode before it gets real buggy. And I'm always looking for deer sign when I'm turkey hunting, but going down into this swamp that I found a bunch of sign around the perimeter of it, rubs and scrapes, and you know, I think they're bedding in this swamp, so I brought a camera with me. I'm gonna stick it in there. It's gonna stay there until a little before the season or whatever. I'll go get it in September or something, but I just want to see if bucks are bedding in there, and you know, I can see their antler growth throughout the summer. And I brought my Woodhaven crow call with me because I'm going to be doing some locating calls for turkeys because it's that time of the year. Turkey hunting opens less than a week now, May 1st, so get down in there and see what we find. All kind of turkey scratchings right here, and fresh dirt kicked up on the leaves, and it rained just a couple days ago, so they're in here pretty good. I imagine they would be. It's on the edge of this old cut. There's good habitat. There's a brook right down here, and they like being in that diverse forest is where they're gonna be. So we'll make note of that and keep on going. I haven't even filmed like most of it, but there's a lot all the way back from that cut down. There's a lot of turkey scratchings that's fresh. I think this area probably gets pounded, but it might be a good like late season, you know, when people give up and you know it's too buggy out or whatever their excuses are. This might be a good place to, you know, the hens are off nesting, whatever, in the middle of the day. This might be a good place to strike up a nice tom because he made it through the pressure, and then, you know, he's a little lonely and he's a little more vulnerable. So mark this on Onyx for sure. We'll continue on. Start to approach the swamp now and coming into the buck sign, but there's one in here that I know he's a big deer because he makes these tall rubs, and you can see, you know, this thing's almost 4 foot tall, so that's a big buck to be making that rub. I'll show you a couple other examples right up here. Dug his brows into it pretty hard. Well, I just tried to go straight across and kind of got into a little peninsula and realized that, not that I'm scared of falling in, I'm just scared of falling in with a $1,000 camera in my hands. So, and I also realized that I'm not far from the edge of this thing, but I also, if I'm gonna have a camera in here, I kind of want to put it somewhere where I'd set up to hunt, so I'm not wandering all around the swamp. So I found this tree, and there's a good spot for the camera, and I think, you know, being on the fringe of the open swamp and the, you know, the kind of thick stuff, this might be a transition or travel corridor just to pick up information. So I'm going to put the camera here, and then I might go out and skirt around, kind of see what the other side looks like. I know there's a bunch of rubs and scrapes along this side. See what it shows. Still on the same side of that swamp, but there's a deer run going in kind of near where that tree was, and then there's that rub right there. Good size one. It's not a signpost, but it's a good sign. I mean, it's thicker than hell in here. That's where they want to be. That's where they feel safe. Places I'm gonna start hunting is stuff like this. I'm gonna change what I was doing last year, because that person in the woods last year wasn't capable of killing a big buck. I'm telling you right now. No patience, no nothing. Just trudging through the woods aimlessly. So, a little more strategy is going to go into this season. So, I'm going to walk around and see what we find. Right there. Alright. We've been riding around trying to roost birds. This is the last stop. And stopped before we got something to gobble. I don't know if the mic picked it up. Amy seems to think it did, but we're gonna shout out across this ridge and see if the old Woodhaven can. It actually might be the same birds we just roosted, because they're just over the hill. But we'll see.